The German rail company would like to know if I've already gefeedbackt, as they say here. So let me give you my feedback on my most recent Deutsche Bahn adventure. Do you know the word anticipation? The Germans have a cool word for it, Vorfreude, which literally means pre-joy. That warm, excited feeling you get before embarking on a journey. No, I don't know this word either. And there's certainly no pre-joy when I set off on my travels with the Deutsche Bahn. Today I'm going to tell you about my latest saga at the end of November 2025, which took me from Bonn to Karlsruhe, a roughly 3.5 hour train journey. On paper, anyway. Now, Germans can be really efficient, can't they? A week before my departure, I get an email telling me that my return train has been cancelled. Luckily, I didn't spend €5 for a one-way seat reservation. And that's my first piece of advice for you. When you have to travel with the fast train, so with the IC or the ICE, don't bother reserving a seat. More often than not, the train is cancelled, making your reservation null and void. The only silver lining was that I could use my ticket on any train that day, but I had to get there first. On the day of my departure, the train decided it wasn't going to stop at Bonn. I got no notification about this because, why be consistent? It's not until I arrive at the station and see a massive queue in front of the information desk that I begin to realise that something nasty is waiting for me. I have to go to the next scheduled stop of Koblenz, which is around 40 minutes away, to pick up my train. So off I go, along with countless others, to stand on a freezing platform to wait for a slow regional train. Once we're about halfway there, we get a message, barely decipherable, from the overhead loudspeaker that the train will be dividing, and only those in the front 2 carriages can go to Koblenz. Up we get again, putting on our scarves and our coats and our hats, and start to jog down the train, dragging our suitcases behind us. On the train from Koblenz to Mannheim, my next and final change, things start to look up. The train's only a few minutes late. And did you know that if a train is less than 6 minutes late, the Deutsche Bahn doesn't count it as late? Curious, huh? But maybe you've experienced this false sense of false sense of optimism before. It's only a few minutes late. You tell yourself, surely it'll catch up. This rarely happens in the land of service with a scowl. Instead, it just gets more and more delayed, so much so that when I get to Mannheim, where statistics have revealed that more than 1 out of 2 trains are late, we've picked up a delay of over 20 minutes, meaning that I've missed my connection and have to wait an hour for the next train. When I get off the train, I'm desperate for the loo. You see, I couldn't find a functioning toilet on the train, and I was too scared to walk too far on my hunt for the loo in case I'd forget where my seat was. I guess this is just a pitfall of travelling alone. No one can watch your bags while you wee. But in my case, it doesn't help matters that I can't find my way out of a paper bag. At the station, I go off in search of a toilet, whereupon I find Rail and Fresh. That's right, Rail and Fresh. It's this great little concept where you have to pay €1.50 to go to the loo. German train stations have mastered the art of not having loos in their cafes, their bars, their restaurants, forcing their users to pay €1.50 and get a voucher which may be redeemed at a station shop. And you know where this gets really exciting? You can use this voucher at any station in Germany. So you can poo in Potsdam and use your voucher for a coffee in Chemnitz. 1 hour later, I arrive in Karlsruhe feeling like I'd run a mini marathon. Have I whet your appetite for more Deutsche Bahn disasters? Would you be interested to hear about travellers' woes with the reverse carriage order? Would you like to hear about why it's okay to share a stranger's sausages but not make small talk with said stranger on the Deutsche Bahn? For all this and more, feel free to grab yourselves a copy of Swallow the Toad. Thank you very much.